So now the next thing we're going to do is dive into Dreamweaver. I'm going to click Start, go to All Programs. I'm going to go to my Adobe Master Collection and fire up my Adobe Dreamweaver Cs6. We usually get this little default editor box that opens. I don't make any changes to it. I just leave it at the default and just click OK. Once it opens, we're presented with this box here. I usually don't do anything with this box. I just go up here to the File menu, click on New. I want to create a blank page. I want it to be HTML. I don't need any kind of fancy layouts with it right now. I'm not going to use any of these template layouts. I'm just going to choose none. Down here where it says doc type, I do want this to be an HTML5 page. This is currently the standard. You're probably wondering, well, what is HTML? I always hear that word HTML all the time. When I hit a website, I always see those acronyms, HTML. What does that mean? And what it is it's a programming language used in web pages. It is composed of basically plain text. The code is mostly made up of markup tags in brackets. And we'll see that here in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and click Create so that we can actually see that. And once we hit Create, we see basically kind of blankness going on in here. This top area, it says Untitled-1. This is our actual page that we're editing now. On the right side, we have a bunch of panels. On the bottom side down here, we have another very large panel. So I'm going to start up here at the top, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this split view. So before we were in design view, we can just start typing things in here and make our website. If we go to split view, we can actually see the HTML code. So on the left side we see the HTML code, and on the right side we see the design view, the view that we prefer to work in to add our content. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type in some gibberish. Maybe I'll just type in test. And as soon as I do that, I'm going to highlight test. We see on the left side that test is highlighted, and it's within this bracket, this kind of like less than sign, body greater than sign, and then we see test, and then we see another body, but this body's different because it has this little slash inside. And this is the markup tags that we're referring to. So this is the start and this is the end of the body. Your browser knows that this is the end because it has this little slash in there indicating that that's the end. And your browser knows that this is the body of your website because body is kind of hard-coded in browsers, and browsers know, well, if it says body, then that must be, the main content of your website. So these are called HTML tags, basically. There's a header HTML tag, and then there's just a plain called HTML, and a tag called HTML, and there's an end for HTML. This lets your browser know when something starts and when something ends. There's other different kinds of HTML tags as well, which we don't see here, and one is actually called header, and this usually refers to the main header content. Another one is nav, which is for navigation. Another one is section, and section refers to either the paragraph or the main content of the page. There's a footer for footer content, video for video content, audio for audio content. There's basically a lot of HTML5 tags. If you want to know about all of the HTML5 tags, I recommend doing a Google search. Somebody might have made a wiki page on it, and you can definitely hit it. And if you want to know all the tags hardcore, you can definitely go out there and view the tags and memorize some or most of them. And how can you tell if a page is HTML5? And that's this information up here. Usually when we see something like this, we know that it's HTML5. If it says something different, chances are it's not HTML5. It'll have a little number here like 1.0 or some other different version.